Hello, dear students. My name is Rankeshwar Panigrahi. So, in our last class, we have discussed about introduction to file system and about the file system, how the files are stored inside the computer system, and what are the uses of the file system. Today, we are going to start a new topic about the file concepts and the file attributes. Okay. So the first point about the file concept is computers can store information on various storage media such as magnetic disk, magnetic tapes and optical disks. That means, as I told you in my last class, that inside our computer system there are two types of storage spaces are there. We can call them as the primary storage and the secondary storage. So in general, we store our files in the secondary storage devices because secondary storage is non-volatile in nature and it stores the files permanently into their disk space. That's why we store our files in our secondary storage devices like magnetic disk, magnetic tape, optical disc and also hard disk in our computer systems. Most popularly we are used the hard disks. Okay. So the next point is the operating system provides a uniform logical view of information storage. That means there is a logical view. That means we assume that how the memory space is there inside our computer system and what we are storing inside the memory space, how the files are gets loaded into the memory space. That totally picturization is nothing but a logical view information about the file storage mechanisms and how the files are stored inside the computer system sequentially or randomly. That depends on our operating system who takes the jobs from the input device and stores it into the memory space as the user desire, as per the user desire. That's why here it is given that operating system provides a uniform logical view of information storage. Okay. So the next point is files are mapped by operating system onto physical devices. When we want to retrieve some data of a file that is stored inside our computer system, and if we want to take some data from the files into the another storage devices, then automatically operating system will do the internal operations that are done on a file system or on a file, and that is known as the file map. We call it as file map. That means we want to edit about the file, we can insert some data inside the files, and also we can retrieve some data from the file, and this type of operations are called as the file map system. That is done by the operating system. That's why it is given here that files are mapped by operating system onto physical devices. Okay, physical devices like our hard disks, external hard disks, CDs, DVDs, magnetic disks. These are all called as some physical devices. Okay. So next is, these storage devices are non-volatile. As I have told you that the secondary storage devices are non-volatile in nature. That means, non-volatile means if we store some information onto the secondary storage device, if some errors in our computer system or some damage will cause in our computer system, and from that damage, due to that damage, our data will not be lost from the secondary storage devices. This type of nature is called as the non-volatile nature. So the contents are persistent. That means they are staying as long as user does not delete them through power failures and system reboots. Okay. Due to the cause of power failure and system reboot, the data are not lost inside the inside the secondary storage devices. That's why secondary storage devices are called as the non-volatile in nature. Okay. And also, for that reason, we are going to store our files onto the secondary storage devices. Okay. So next point is, a file is named collection of related information that is recorded on secondary storage. That means, as in our last class I have told you that file is a collection of records. That means some records are grouped together to create a file, and that file has also a name, okay, which can hold some records inside it, and they are stored into the secondary storage medium or secondary storage device. Okay. That's why it is given that a file is a named collection of related information that is recorded on secondary storage. Next point is, a file is the smallest allotment of logical secondary storage. That is, data cannot be written to secondary storage unless they are within a file. That means, if we want to edit some data, then we must open the file and its documents. After that, we can, or the user can easily edit some data or information if he wants. But if a file is not opened and it is stored inside the secondary storage device, if somebody wants to edit some data onto the file, that is not possible. Okay. That's why if we want to edit some information inside our file, we must open the file which is present inside the secondary storage device. And if we open a file, then that is automatically comes to the primary storage, where we can edit and where we can perform some operations on that file. That's why that operations are related onto the primary storage device. Okay. That's why if some file is in secondary storage device, then data cannot be written into the secondary storage unless they are within a file. Okay. That's why this point is given here. Next point is, files represents programs and data. In our last session also I have told you that inside the files we can store programs and data. Okay. So next point is, information in a file is defined by its creator. Who creates the file what type of information is inside the file, he will decide. Who creates the file, he will decide that what type of information is to be stored inside the file system. That's why it is given here that information in a file is defined by its creator. So next point is, many different types of information may be stored in a file, like source programs, object programs, executable programs, numeric data, and also text information. Okay, this type of programs and data we can store inside our files as like source programs, object programs, executable programs, numeric data, and textual information or text information. Okay. So next is, what is a text file? It is nothing but, a text file is a sequence of characters organized into lines. Whatever we are writing some informations by using a text editor, that is called as the text file. What is a source file? Sequence of subroutines and functions, each of which is further organized accelerations followed by executable statements. That means, at the first what we are used or at what we are created, a file or a program, that is combination of some statements and also functions, executable statements and also functions, that is called as a source file. Okay. Next, what is the object file? Sequence of bytes organized into blocks, understandable by the systems. Okay. So object file is nothing but sequence of bytes organized into blocks, understandable by the systems linker. Sorry, it is mistake here that linker is going to be there. Okay, it is not a separate point. Okay. So next is, what is the executable file? Series of code sections that the loader can bring into memory and execute. Okay. So how can we access a file like it is a executable file or it is a object file or source file or text file? By the help of their extension names, we can easily find out what type of file is it. Okay. So next is about the file attributes. Okay. So first file attribute is name. Every file carries a name by which the file is recognized in the file system. Okay. As I have told you before, creating a file, the user must give a name to the file. Okay. So one directory cannot have two files within the same name. Okay. If we can save two file names at the same name, then they may overlap with each other and the duplicacy can be done. That's why with the same name, two files are not stored. Next one is identifier. Along with the file name, each file has its own extension that is called as the identifier. It means by using that extension name, we can identify easily our files. That's why this is called as the identifier. So along with the name, each file has its own extension which identifies the type of the file. For example, a text file has the extension as .txt and a video file can have the extension as .mp4. Okay. So number 3 is type. In a file system, the files are classified in different types such as video files, audio files, text files, and also executable files. Okay. So these are the file types that different types of file types are there as video files, audio files, text files, and executable files. Next is location. In the file system, there are several locations on which the files can be stored. each file carries its location as its attribute. Number 5 is size. The size of the file is one of its most important attributes. By size of the file, we mean the number of bytes acquired by the file in the memory. That means, by seeing a file's size, you can easily confirm that how much amount of data is stored inside the file. Okay. Next is protection. The admin of the computer may want the different protections for the different files. Therefore, each file carries its own set of permissions to the different group of users. That means we can give a protection like password into our files if we don't want to share that file among all the users or the outsiders. Then we may put a password as a protection mechanism to the file. By giving that password, some unauthenticated person or some outsider will not access my files. Okay. Next is time and date. Every file carries a time stamp which contains the time and date on which the file is last modified. That means when we create a file and last time when we access that file, that is stored automatically by time and date. Okay. That's why time and date is also must needed for the file system. Okay. So this is all about the file system and the file attributes. Okay. Thank you.